Ooh, I got that
Yay!
handout shared on like 10 pages. Look at
I
that.
didn't see my name up there. What the hell?
What do you mean?
I didn't see my
The
name in the
ghost
come up.
floating with our names
That
on
says
it. Yours.
Chrissy. What the-
You Chrissy now. Hey, Chrissy.
Listen.
Listen, this can be on her behalf since she's on her way home or whatever right now from her trip to see her friend.
She's flying in.
Okay, yeah. I didn't know if she flew or I didn't know how she got there. And I
Personally,
broke my
she's flying.
headphones for you people tonight. I just want y'all to see like my kitty cats that I wear all the time. They're broken. So I'm really sad and I'm not going to be able to wear them anymore. I'm so sad. So let's see who's watching. Hey, Debbie. And hey, everybody else, the 5 other people that haven't said anything yet. So today we're going to talk about, and I'm wanting to make like a series thing go on. So maybe next week we can talk about the same thing with different people. High class celebrity hauntings.
High class.
Yeah, high class celebrity hauntings.
High dollar.
Yeah, the high class stars, only the best, and where they haunt, where they haunt, and who they haunt. So
it's Irene took horror.
Hey, Irene, and I want to show these guys off. They're going to be making a debut probably in my video, my little
awesome
presentation award video. Yeah, see, he's got a prop. They had sticks on him because they were having a snowball fight. And this one's like, I'm going to beat you. I got it. I don't know what it's called. Some kind of weapon.
Skewer.
So, you can change their faces too, though. They come with 6 different heads.
It's a skewer.
Shh, it's not a skewer. It's a ninja. It's a ninja. It's a bow or something. I don't know.
Is that the little mini marshmallows?
A bow staff.
Is that the little marshmallows from Ghostbusters 3? Whatever. Resurrection. Yeah, that's what they use. They use a skewer. It was skewering each other.
Oh, were they? Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, it's a skewer.
See it? And I used it for them to hit each other with the snowball. They go whack, and one of them goes flying. And I'm going to use sound effects and all kinds of stuff. And yeah, here's one of them. He's the mad one. Look at him. He's mad.
Yes.
And he's stupid. And he's like, oh, I'm running. I'm going to get roasted.
You call that one Howard. You call the stupid one Howard.
Oh.
That's Howard.
That one? He's like,
yeah, that's me.
My tongue hanging out.
That's Howard.
And then they come with these, see? These little heads. So you can swap their heads out. Yeah, you can make them have different.
Where'd you get those at? Where did you order them?
In the mail. Yeah. I have another dude, too. He's like this, but he's pumpkin heads. But I'm going to use them for my video, my award presentation video.
I talked to Jeremy about that because I'm presenting, and I'm thinking about last time I did when I was sitting on the toilet.
Oh my God. No more toilet this time. Now you need something else. You need to be like.
I'm doing it on a portalette.
A portalette. How's it going, everybody? So, we're talking about all different kinds of celebrities today and places where they reportedly haunt currently, or as of right now, they haunt people that they haunt. My camera's totally crooked. People that they haunt, places that they haunt, usually places where they, were the happiest when they were alive last. And I just happened to pick 2 people that committed suicide. Tell me how weird that is. I didn't know that.
It's either tragedy or suicide or something. Mm-hmm. It's these big names or murder. So it's not something that.
Howard is Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yes, I am. Stay Puft. I'm more like the Pillsbury Doughboy. You just push me in the stomach and I go.
See them right here. There's another deal of them.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's how they come right there. They're so cute. I just had to have them. I was like, oh, I need some of those. I gotta have those little dudes. But I'm gonna do some people that you might not even know because they're not as legendary as the ones that like Howard picked out and that Jackie picked out. But I'm going to do Olive Thomas, which I don't know why I was just drawn to her as soon as I saw her photo when it popped up. I think because she kind of looked like my grandma when my grandma was younger and my mom when they were younger. So just automatically, I thought I'd pick her. Olive Thomas, and then Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger didn't pass away that long ago. He wasn't, like an old legend, but in the time he was here, and he
Well, how
did
many did you
acting.
do, Rosie?
2.
I did 2. Jackie, maybe, I don't know. She got a half of one because I was watching her.
She got Lucy,
Yeah.
right?
So you want to do one, and one, and then come back 1 and 1, or you?
Yeah, that'll work.
I
Yeah,
think
you want to
that'll
go
be-
first with one of your guys,
Oh, sure, I can do that.
and then
I'm doing
Where's my case?
2 people that are actually legends. One is an old television star, George Reeves, who actually played Superman back in the 1950s. Actually, yeah, back in the 50s, in the 50s. And the second one I'm doing is Johnny Cash. So I'm doing 2 of them. So I'd like to do George Reeves first because I've always been fascinated with his story. Um, okay, George was born on January 5th, 1914. For 8 years, he helped play in a live action movie and popular TV series, which was Superman series. Because he played this role for so long, he couldn't find no other type of work. And so some people actually thought the Superman project and franchise was actually cursed.
Hmm.
For example, you had George Reeves who played Superman first, and then you had Christopher Reeves who also suffered from a large, big tragedy. Um, he fell off of what was it, a horse or something, and he wound up where he couldn't walk
He was
anymore.
paraplegic. Yeah.
Right. So Christopher Reeve, Christopher Reeve, who played his misfortune on January 16th, 1959, just days before his wedding to society playgirl Lenore Lemon, it's 2 M's. Reeves was found dead from a gunshot wound. His death was officially ruled as, a suicide, but some people suspect foul play. If you want to really watch it, it's a movie with Ben Affleck. He starred as the George
Really?
Reeves. It's called Hollywoodland. Um,
I'm gonna write that
so
down.
yeah, it's a good movie. It actually shows his life and death and in different scenarios. Who could have possibly, if it was foul play, who could have done it? His death was his death was officially ruled a suicide, but some people suspect foul play. Since his death, his old house on Benedict Canyon has had several owners over the years. People have heard sounds in the middle of the night. Others tell seeing had heard a mysterious gunshots go off in the middle of the night. They've even had others tell of seeing actually George Reeves dressed up in his costume from the show, which was Superman. So can you imagine waking up in the middle of the night and having freaking Superman standing at the
That would be so awesome. I mean, at first I thought I'd be scared.
I'd be like, yeah, that's what.
Are those? And then it'd be like, are those really ghost spandex? Yeah, spandex ghosts. What? Best of both worlds.
But there was actually one couple who bought the house and saw George Reeves' ghost and were so terrified that they moved out the same day.
Wow.
So that's my take on George Reeves. The little bit of information I was able to find out about him. But like I said, if you're really interested in seeing that kind of stuff and his story, I would suggest you watch Hollywoodland and see how he became a star, supposedly. And to me, the man, he was typecasted. It's just like you see these people who played on Star Trek. Of course, you see William Shatner. You're always going to think of him as Captain Kirk, or Leonard Nimoy. You're going to think of him as Mr. Spock or Mr. Sulu. He's always going to, it's Scotty and all. It's always going to be those same things. It's just always going to be typecasted. So it's hard for these actors once they get typecasted in a role like that for them to actually find another job, to do different type of work. So that's what happened to him. And as for a curse of Superman, I don't know, because now they didn't had so many new actors out there. They had two more actors that actually played the part of Superman, and I don't believe nothing happened to them so far. So there you
I'm
go.
just gonna show a photo of him because I think this is a really cool photo.
Yeah, that was when he was doing the black and whites, and then he went with the color ones when they actually went on television. They went to color when they did the blue and the red and the yellow and all that stuff. But
It
can you
says the
imagine
woman
having
he
that man?
loved. Look, the woman who he loved ended up being his kryptonite. Do you see that?
Yep.
That's cool. Look.
But yeah, can you imagine him? You can look at the top corner up there. You have actually Ben Affleck and George Reeves together, right next to the big photo, all the way towards the top, all the way to the right.
I don't even see it.
It's on the You got the different
Right by
pictures
the
up there.
yellow?
Yeah, it's up.
There.
You see them side by side.
Yeah.
If you go up, there you go. That's actually Ben Affleck playing George Reeves.
Yeah, they did a good job. He actually looks like him a lot.
Mm-hmm. But can you imagine having him dressed up as Superman, standing at the foot of your bed, just with his arms by his side? He always had his fists on his hips. And can you imagine him standing there, just looking down at you? To me, that would be like freaking me. I would freak out, not because it's a ghost, and I would be freaking out because it's Superman.
He was really like a good-looking guy.
What's up,
This
Carl?
is him, right? Is this him? Or is that him? Yeah, he was a good-looking guy.
Yep. Now, in the movie, they portray him as sleeping with the owner of the studio, his wife, and that's why he became a star, because the wife took care of him, and that was allowed in their marriage. So that's how they made him what he is now. But I do find it kind of mysterious that they found a gunshot. Supposedly it was a gunshot wound to the head, but the bullets went in the floor. You would figure, I believe that's what it was, because you would figure it would go up into the ceiling, but they didn't. The way the angle of the bullet was and everything.
The bullet was on the floor. It was down toward the direction of it that traveled.
Right, because in the movie they portray him as sitting there. He was down. Of course, he had the people and the girl he was supposed to be involved with. He was playing his guitar, and they were like party animals back in the day. But George was older and didn't do all that stuff, and he just went upstairs, and they had 3 other people downstairs supposedly, and that's when they heard the gunshot, and that's when he supposedly had committed suicide. But the house is still haunted to this day.
Where he died, right? Hey, right. Paranormal Nation Radio and David.
Yep. We loves Carl.
Yeah, Carl.
He had to shut down, I think he wrote, because of the snowstorms and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, did he?
Yeah.
So, Jackie, are you okay if I go next that way since you have one person? And then I can come back to the second one after he goes. All right. So, my first person is Olive Thomas. Like I was saying, I don't know what drew me to her. I just saw her photo, and I just felt like I should pick her. This is back in the 1900s. Olive Thomas, after the death of her father, she was 15 when he died, and she left school to help support her mom and her 2 sisters to help, supplement that income, I guess, for the household. Mm-hmm. And this was in the golden time of the 1900s, where most girls wanted to be famous, or they wanted to be part of the Ziegfeld Follies, which I didn't even know this existed, but I guess it's a group of elite actresses. So the Ziegfeld Follies, um, it meant like you were just like one of the loveliest ladies, and you also got to learn how to dance on stage. Um, After a job selling gingham, which is what she did when she left school, she was selling gingham. She dreamed of going away and doing this. Um, New York. She went to New York in 1915. She dreamed of being a Ziegfeld Folly. So she was 17 when she joined the Ziegfeld Follies, which at the time their home was New Amsterdam Theater on Broadway. I think that's kind of what drew me to her. I saw Broadway and I thought, Broadway, haunting, perfect. Broadway and haunting together. So, other magical things happened for her in 1916. She caught the eye of an international film company and got a movie contract. So then she left New York and Broadway and went to California. There's where she met Jack Pickford, and he was an American actor and director. So I believe she worked for him, and I believe his sister was a famous actress named Mary Pickford. Actually, she married him too. So, sorry, I got allergies. So, they went on their second honeymoon. I don't know if they got married immediately. And then 2 years after that, they went on their second honeymoon, but they went to Paris. And it wasn't all romance and roses. Apparently, something bad happened while they were there because she took a blue bottle of, I don't know, I'm assuming she knew it was some kind of medicine because it was for his syphilis, her husband's syphilis, and she drank it. Well, she had to be taken to the hospital. He did stay by her side the entire time until she passed away in Paris in the hospital. So she did die from drinking the syphilis medication. It was, what was it called? Mercury bichloride. So she was 25 when she passed away. And her body was returned to the United States, and her spirit returned to Amsterdam Theater on Broadway. And it has been said that she has been seen wearing a green beaded dress in that theater, walking around like she's still working there, and she has a blue bottle in her hand. A security guard that works there reported that he saw her and he thought she was a person, and he said, "Hey, ma'am, you're not allowed to be in here." And she was wearing the green beaded dress and had this blue bottle in her hand, and she just walked right through the wall and out onto the street on 41st Street. Um, I probably would like go more in depth on this if we do some more shows about Hollywood hauntings and stuff like that. I mean, not Hollywood, excuse me. Celebrity hauntings. We could do a Hollywood hauntings, I guess. Do them in segments. Yeah, Hollywood haunting, and then like California, or all that different cities or different states, whatever. Anyways, her name when she was born, though, if you look her up, was Oliva Duffy. She was born on October 20th, 1894 in Charleroi, Pennsylvania. And that is all I'm going to say on her. I didn't want to read the whole like the full hour on her. I'll do something else on her later. Yeah.
I'm looking at it now.
Yeah. So it's Jackie's turn.
Jackie, go ahead.
Okay, so I did Lucille Ball.
Hey, Donna.
Everybody loves Lucille Ball.
Do
I
they?
thought she was beautiful with the red hair. That's why I want more red in my hair. I want to look like her. I love her.
I love her too. I love her. Her
She passed.
personality.
Yeah, I mean, and she. I mean, oh God, she was so funny, especially with the one when she's doing the vitamin commercial, drinking that vitamin commercial with the liquor in it, and she gets all liquored up. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Um, she passed away in her Beverly Hills mansion in 1989. She bought her house with Desi Arnaz back in 1950. Um, she married her second husband, which was Gary Morton. Soon after she died in 1989, a couple years after she died in 1989, Gary Morton sued the house, which I sent pictures to you, the old house and the new house. I
Yes.
sent you the
The
pictures of
house
it.
too. Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw that.
one's like a older yellow color, the new one's like a white color. Um, so the owners at that time wanted to remodel the house and everything. So what they did was they tore the whole house down. But one of her friends passed by the house before they actually tried to redo it, and he thought he said he saw a ghost of Lucy like you, like a tall, thin figure standing in the bedroom. And then he said he saw her outside, like piercing through the fence, looking at the property and looking all confused and sad. Um,
Sorry, my
also,
I can't pull up the photo at this moment for some reason.
uh,
My It's
also,
loading. Good.
also, he said that when the figure turned around, it looked straight at him, and and then a few minutes later, it walked to the south of the corner, to the south of the house, and turned the corner and just disappeared. The owners of the house reported that there were that some windows would be broken. They could hear furniture being moved around, places going from I mean things going from one place to another place, like objects getting picked up and moving from one place to another
Here we go.
place. They could see hear like a party going upstairs in the attic, which the attic was the place where the the activity was going on the most, was up in the attic. So that's her second husband in her living room in the Beverly Hills home.
Look at that TV. I want it.
I know that's like old time TV.
And that chair. Oh
That
my
That's
was
her
hot.
in her
That's Lucy.
bedroom. So that's where the guy her friend saw her standing in the bedroom at first, like
hmm
a thin slim figure standing in her bedroom with red hair. That's what he said he
But
saw.
do you notice how they live so modest? I mean, it's not nothing like what's today. They
Yeah.
live in these high-dollar
Look how
mansions. And
beautiful she was. Oh, she was just like
But that
beautiful.
was the art of the classy celebrity, I guess. Like, they're classy still.
Yep. They said, like I don't think I have a picture up in the attic. I guess that's that part way up there on top, where the windows open, like above it, is the attic. Like, they could
Just
hear
poodles.
like the music from I Love Lucy playing and like a party going on there. She was never a person where she destruct stuff in the house. She was always like a playful kind of spirit. You know, she never caused trouble or nothing. Even people tried to talk the owner into doing an exorcism on the house, but she said the owner at the time said that she would never do that to Lucy. Like do an
Yeah.
exorcism. I
Well,
mean,
you
why
got to
would you
ask
do something
permission
like
of the
that? I mean,
owner.
wow. I would love
Yeah.
to live in that house and see Lucy walk around. I think
Yeah.
I'd be
I'd
happy.
probably talk to her all the time. Or probably
Yeah,
impersonate her, or say something funny that she used to say.
yeah,
yeah.
Ricky. Cry, she used to do that whiny voice that she did on her
Also,
show.
also, also where she did the I Love Lucy show at
hmm
the Paramount thing, the watchers said that sometimes they could see like her spirit up in the towers or walking on the second levels of the Paramount studios, because that's where she did most of her I Love Lucy things.
hmm
That's her and Desi. I think they divorced in 1960,
hmm
and then she married the other one, but I didn't get the day on when she married the other
I
one.
wonder
That
what
that's
ever happened to their son, Desi Jr. I mean, you don't hear nothing much from him anymore. Or
not even the girl.
yeah,
the daughter. Yeah, they're like kind of quiet. And she also haunts where she's buried at now in Jamestown Cemetery. She haunts that, but people say that she's not too happy to get her remains moved over there. So I didn't look up where she was buried at before or nothing like that, but I know she's very unhappy about being moved to Jamestown Cemetery.
Wow.
And that's about as much as I got from her.
Yeah. That makes a good point, Joshua. You said you probably smell cigarette smoke.
Probably
Oh
says she
yeah.
smoked a lot. I
Yeah.
know that was the first owner after Lucy that had the house. I know the house was up for sale in 2010, so I don't know who's living in it now. But
In
yeah, I don't know.
2010, it was for sale.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess it keeps changing hands. I
Maybe
don't
Lucy
know.
wants them out. I don't know
Maybe
because they're
she
usually
wasn't
connected.
too happy. She wasn't too happy to have her house remodeled in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the photos where it looked remodeled.
Yeah.
Oh, look at
And
my
it
Russian
wasn't probably kept
comrade.
up the same way that she kept it up either. Huh?
There's my Russian comrade. Look, two of them.
Oh, we got yeah.
Yes. Let's come on over, comrades.
See, that one says rent, so I'm pretty sure it's a video.
Yeah.
Bon rent this, yeah, rent the bull, no. We ride the bull, no. In the furry boots, with the boots with the fur.
I thought she was still what?
I'm blocking them.
Who?
Still,
These
she
the
said she
Russians,
was
the
still interred
Russians
at
are
Woodlawn
coming. The Russians
in
are
Los
coming.
Angeles.
Hmm?
Joshua says he thought that she was still interred over at Woodlawn in Los Angeles.
Wherever Jamestown is. Jamestown Cemetery.
Huh.
It was nicer before the remodel. It was a lot cuter.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Irene
it's,
said I
Like,
connected with her through that picture that you showed, and she is laughing and said, "Hi, I am Lucy." And
ah,
so she's a very sweet spirit.
she is.
see, I
She
got my
was
own
sweet.
Lucy. Jackie's my Lucy. Oh my god.
I don't know who I'll be. I'm gonna have a different color every day of the week. Even if I might be like Mila Jovovich one day, and I might be like Marilyn Monroe one day, and then I might
I
be
love
like,
Mila. I love her.
yeah, and I might be Scarlett Johansson the next. Who knows?
Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. You wear the outfits too?
Mila Jovovich.
Yeah.
I thought about making an outfit like hers in Resident Evil. I was thinking about doing that this year for like some kind of
no,
convention. Yeah.
you want to do the one with
Are you talking about
with
Black
Bruce Willis.
Widow?
No, Bruce Willis. The one with Bruce Willis.
Oh, Fifth Element.
Yeah.
You know
Just look
what?
at that little spandex thing, the little orange.
It's my
outfit.
wig collection. In my wig collection, I think I do have a wig that she would wear. Yeah, but I don't. I'd have to look at her clothes. I don't remember. But yeah, I did
It's
like her in that
spandex.
movie too.
It's all spandex. It's
Yeah.
all straps.
Well, I have a lot of spandex, but I haven't worn them in a while.
There you go.
I did tell Piper that I was like, I've got to lose weight, and now I have a reason to lose it because I have things I want to wear.
Yeah, hubby
I
will come
need to
home and
lose
see with all that on and goes, meow.
I got Catwoman's the old Batgirl suit, the purple with the yellow cape
Yeah.
from the TV show. I have that, and a new Batgirl suit that looks like kind of like Batman, but it's Batgirl. It's the black with the yellow and the yellow cape and the yellow. I bought some wrestling boots like wrestlers wear, and I spray painted them
Yes.
yellow. And made that and wore a wig,
You
a
were gonna
blonde
say
wig.
something, wasn't you?
Huh?
This is a family-friendly show. I can't say all.
Oh. Well, I went to a not a paranormal convention, a comic book convention, and wore that. And everyone that I was with dressed. I had a Poison Ivy with me, a Harley Quinn with me. We had a Deadpool with us, and a Batman, and I was Batgirl. And
you had me at Deadpool.
and a Ninja Turtle. And
love
Piper
the
was a
Deadpool.
Ninja Turtle, but yeah. We were all dressed up and we took photos and stuff together. And there was a lot of cool people there that day.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, since you said that, I mean, I have one. I'm gonna do this one first because I wanted to do something for for Jeremy
Hmm.
and a celebrity. Jeremy is a big wrestling fan.
Yeah, I told him he needs to do a wrestling show because it looked like they were talking a lot about it the other night,
Well, if
and
you
he
don't
should
know
do a
this
special
person,
wrestling
his
show.
name is Owen Hart.
Hmm.
That's known as Bret the Hitman Hart, and
I know the name, but I don't remember anything about
he
him.
tragically fell to his death while he was being lowered into a ring for the WWF in Kansas City Kemper Arena in 1999.
Yep, I remember
Um,
that.
Earlier in that year, Kansas City Star ran an item commenting on a Haunted America column that suggests Hart's ghost now haunts the arena.
Wow.
Uh, the reports were somewhat vague, but employees claimed to have seen Hart walking the rafters while dressed in his blue blazer costume, the gimmick he was portraying when he died. The
Wow.
same witness claimed to have seen a cable that Hart used for his descent. Let's see, there it goes. For his descent into the arena, and some claim lights in the arena flickering during these sightings. So there you go, there, Jeremy.
Hmm.
Just wanted to give you one out there with Bret the Hitman Hart. And then you want me to do my other one, or you want to do yours, or you want?
Yeah, go ahead. We still have 20 minutes, so you can go ahead and do the other one, and then I'll do Heath Ledger.
Sure. All right. The next one I did was actually Johnny Cash.
Hey Pamela,
Uh,
I just sent you a message.
huh? You sent me a
I said,
message.
"Hey Pamela, I just sent you a message about one of her pieces of artwork."
Oh, really? She,
There was someone that was drawing me a piece of artwork for Spectral Sailor before I started it, and it looked a lot like a painting that she posted today. And I was like, "Oh snap, I need that."
okay. Well, I did Johnny Cash, and he actually has two places he's been seen and heard. The one we're going to do now is he purchased it with him and his wife, June Carter, back in 1968. They were newlyweds, and they lived on the. Uh, let's see, let me read this. I got this because I don't usually do this type of show. uh, they lived there for the most of their marriage. After the couple died, only 4 months apart, by the way, in 2003, the property hit the market and was purchased by Barry Gibb of the Bee Gees. If you ever heard of the Bee Gees, a lot of people might not have heard of the Bee Gees, but uh, and he bought it for $2.3 million. Now he
Wow.
was going to convert it into some type of rehab center or something, but let's see.
That would have been cool
But
if he did.
if you walk through his property, you can actually see his face carved on one of the trees. Johnny Cash's face is actually carved on one of the trees there. And this is Lakeside Estate, and this was in Tennessee on Old Hickory Lake. It was a 4.5 acre compound. Uh, they made the movie Walk the Line there, and he also did his video Hurt. It was filmed there also. The 14,000 square foot adobe burned to the ground in 2007 when a fire erupted in the stone chimney during the renovation. So the only thing they got there now is just like a little pool house there, and it's elaborate. So with that being said, he's been reported to be walking the property, seeing him doing that, just sightings of him. Now they did buy another place that was in Jamaica, Montego Bay, and it was called Rose Hall. Now he's written songs about Annie uh, and stuff like that, and that's about that because he knew that place was haunted. It was a plantation, and it was just a bad place. He just had really bad feelings about this place. Um, it said that he haunts his large plantation there, and then it was. I hate to say this, God, but I have to say it because it was in there. It was investigated by ghost adventurers.
Mm.
Okay,
Yes.
That's a dirty word. That's a dirty
I
word,
know
and
it's a dirty word,
you just ruined our show. Now we don't say dirty words on this
but
show.
they were there and they actually captured fluctuations on the mail reader. They heard unexplained noises there, and throughout the house, they heard noises throughout the house, unexplained voices and everything. And they even captured on the EVP, similar to what Johnny Cash's voice was, stating "I do." So there you have it. That's Mr. Johnny Cash, and he's haunting the place in Tennessee, and he's haunting the place in Jamaica. So he's a man about town to this day.
All right, and I was writing one more thing down about Heath Ledger, and I know Heath Ledger is not as legendary or golden, if you want to say, like these other people, but I just felt like I don't know. I've always really wanted to know more about the darkness that consumed him, that
Yeah,
caused him to kill himself because
it
he.
was over drugs, wasn't it?
Oh, it was bad. What he did, like to himself, was very very bad. Um, it was he was living in Manhattan in an apartment, and that's where he haunts now. He had not long before that finished up his role as the Joker in the Dark Knight movie, which was his sidekick to Batman,
Mm-hmm.
Chris O'Donnell. I'm pretty sure Chris O'Donnell was in that movie. Anyways, so he had built a shrine in his apartment, and people were actually kind of concerned. He had Batman comic books everywhere, Joker books, clowns in his apartment, and everything. He was studying how to um, portray different kinds of clowns, studying the actors that had played Joker before, like Jack Nicholson. I think Jack Nicholson did an excellent job. And I think Heath Ledger probably did the best job besides him, in my opinion. Because I didn't even like when a character, like someone becomes a character so much that you don't even remember that it's that person. I feel like then they really nailed that character. Like
Well, that's
they
Joaquin
became,
Phoenix when Joaquin Phoenix
yeah,
did
he
it.
did
And I
too.
mean, he really got into it. I mean, he
Yeah,
was really freaking crazy in that movie.
I haven't seen that whole movie. Um, I don't know. I saw Jared Leto. And don't get me wrong, I love Jared Leto. I've loved him since I was in high school. But he did not do as good of a job as, in my opinion, as Heath Ledger. I guess I need to go watch Joaquin Phoenix's dark rendition of the Joker because I heard it was so dark that like people told me not to watch it. But I have a dark side. I like dark stuff. So I mean, why wouldn't I? Anyway, so Heath Ledger was in The Dark Knight. He became so consumed with being this character that he just basically like obsessed over it and turned his life into being the Joker because he wanted to play this role so well. Um, and he, after the role was done, there was even a journal in his room that was found after they found his body. There was a journal that said, goodbye, or goodbye everyone, or something like that on the back page in the back of this journal. Um, he was found after drinking a deadly cocktail. He died on January 22nd, 2008. The fatal cocktail consisted of painkillers,
Wow.
sleeping pills, and anti-anxiety drugs, all three. Um, and he was found naked by a masseuse at an appointment he had the next day. His masseuse came in and found him still on the bed,
That's the
nude,
way I'd
and
like to go naked.
passed away. Um, so I guess he reported it. This was a $25,000 a month rental unit that he lived
Wow.
in. Yeah. So after he was found, I have some photos to show or whatever. He was flown back to Perth, Australia. That's where he was originally from, to be buried in Perth, Australia. And I guess part of him was cremated because if he was in the cemetery in Perth, Australia, the Karakata Cemetery is where he is. Part of his ashes somehow were spread on his grandma and his grandpa's grave, I guess
He
per his
must have been,
request.
yeah, he must have been really close to his grandparents.
Yeah, it made me really sad when I heard that. I was like, oh,
Wow.
bless their hearts. Um, I'll show you a couple of the photos. I don't really want to show you any of the photos after it happened because they're kind of graphic, and I don't want anyone to get that kind of image. Like I don't know, they're not very. You can imagine what it's like when someone calls 911 and says, "Hey, this guy's committed suicide in his bed," and then the events that happen after that. You know what I'm saying? Use your imagination. But just in case anyone doesn't know what he looks like or something like that, they're like, "Who's Heath Ledger?"
I loved him in A Knight's Tale. I
I did
did.
too. Oh my, that's probably my favorite. But I really liked him in 10 Things I Hate About You too. I loved that role for him. He was
Oh
so
So
cute.
he
shit!
he played the Joker.
Mm-hmm. And The Dark Knight.
Now, why is everybody trying to kill me off? Look at Pamela. She's down there saying that that
And
could be
I didn't
arranged.
mention this either. I forgot. He also, I didn't even tell where he haunts. I just told where he passed away and where he's buried. Uh,
Yeah.
Hold on, StreamYard's giving me heck here.
Well, I'd like to say this while you're getting that pulled up.
Go ahead.
I was going to do this person, but I couldn't find any information that it is haunting or anything, which is Kurt Cobain. Today is his birthday.
Wow.
Oh my God, it is.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I usually know when his birthday is because I have a cousin that's obsessed with him, and he always tells me it's Kurt Cobain's birthday again. Here's what he looked like. So he was only 28 when he passed away too. I'm pretty sure. Let's say. I didn't write it down,
He
but
was
I'm.
young.
Yep, he
Oh,
was
yeah, it was.
20,
It was very.
28 years old. That's
Wow.
so young.
Yes,
Uh,
comrade, I see you today.
you can talk about Kurt Cobain, but then you're going to want to automatically go into, was it suicide or was it not?
Hmm.
Because of Courtney Love, all the speculation. But so the haunting part of the story with Heath Ledger, I'll go back and pull up on the screen share. There are several people that he haunts. And I did not know this. James Van Praagh, I get emails from him all the time, not like personal ones, but it's like a newsletter. James Van Praagh is a director, a co-executor, and the director for Ghost Whisperer, and he's a psychic medium.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he has dealings with and visits from Heath Ledger.
Wow.
Really?
Here it is. Yeah, it says he has also claimed that Michelle Williams, which used to play on Dawson's Creek, and she played Annie in Venom. Uh, you
Oh,
know,
okay.
Eddie's girlfriend,
Yeah.
the blonde girl. Yeah, she played her.
Yeah.
Well, she is
Wow.
visited sometimes by Heath Ledger too. It says
Wow.
2 weeks after he died, I was shaving, and right behind on the right side in the mirror, his face appeared, and he said to me in my head that I screwed up.
Oh, wow.
Now he knew me. We didn't know each other directly, but we had mutual friends, and he knew what I did. He said I screwed up. Then he thought about his daughter, and that was it. Like he screwed up committing suicide, I guess he meant. Not like James himself, but like Heath was saying that he screwed up and felt bad and wished he hadn't done that. Then he thought about his daughter, and that was it. Then the next thing I heard, because that guy's a psychic medium, he can tell what the spirit is actually thinking or feeling.
Uh-huh.
Then the next thing I heard is Michelle, his ex. Okay, I thought they dated. His ex. Once she was awakened at 3 a.m. by furniture moving, and another time at 4 in the morning, and she said she knew it was him. There was a shadowy figure at the end of her bed, and she knows it was him. She got a sense that he was restless and wanted to speak to her. Actually, as I speak, I am working on doing a reading with her. James Van Praagh, this is in his words. And I also read another article where it was said that Michelle Williams was interviewed about this, and she said that she hears him in his Joker form, cackling and laughing like the Joker character in the movie.
Wow.
Yeah. So he doesn't only haunt his old apartment, because that's another place he haunts. He haunts a little old lady reported that she heard noises and just told herself it was the wind. She lives in the apartment he used to live in, and she reported that it was haunted by him also.
Wow.
Huh?
Oh, I thought I heard something.
No, 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 it could
I
be
was
my
also
kid.
responding to David's message. David asked, "So if I died naked, do you think he haunts naked?" I said, "I don't know.
I
I
don't
could be
know.
in
We
the
should ask
That's what I was
Michelle
laughing
Williams.
about.
could be the
Let's
dead
ask
of winter,
Michelle
and if
Williams
I
that.
died, I'm going to be naked. I don't give a shit. I'm or give a crap. I'm not. I'm going to be naked.
So, did
That's
you
the way
have
you
any?
come into this
Oh,
world.
gotta get
You
rid of
might as well
this
go the
one.
same way. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
So, do you? I'm gonna pull up Marilyn Monroe real quick because I want to know
That's tragic. I mean, what happened to Marilyn Monroe? Now, I don't know about the
Yes.
a
hauntings, but I
lot
know
of
what happened to her.
stuff.
That's what we was talking about before the show. It was like all these people during the show, even these people died either suicide, murdered, or it was it's crazy. You know, these big stars, and they just do this to themselves. But I
No,
guess
it's
it's the
not.
stress of being a uh, of being an actor. I guess being in the movies and stuff like that because it can be stressful.
Well, if you think about it, you basically don't have anything left of yourself. What little bit you do have of yourself is few and far between because you basically are almost no privacy. You have to be in the
Right.
public all the time, so you have to be what you promised to everyone that is worshiping you and that's your fans. You have to be what they want you to be, basically. Not everyone, that doesn't go for everyone, but for back then I do believe that it did. Then you have, you know like, if you have a family, you don't see them half the time or most of the time,
Yeah.
especially if you're a musician and you travel all the time and you're on the road or you're a traveling
That's
celebrity.
musicians, but actors, the movie can be made within about 3 months, 4 months.
Yeah.
And then I mean it's a lot of being on scene and stuff like that. But I mean, lots of times they don't use you. It depends on what your character is in the movie and stuff like that. And you can see your family and stuff. You can probably bring them with you. You know.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
yes,
Like
Irene.
tour buses, and I feel like, musicians and bands
Yeah,
hardly ever
that's
see their
hard.
family. They
That's
don't
hard.
have like so many
Yeah.
of them go through so many relationships, you see.
Yeah.
Elvis and Marilyn Monroe. Inside Hollywood's top ghost sightings for some of the entertainment industry's biggest stars, their time on the top of the call sheet was far outlived their mortal lives. Some celebrities seem to be thrilled with their ongoing fame. Yada, yada, yada. Hollywood Haunted, a ghostly tour of filmland. It's a book that
Mhm.
someone wrote. It's written by Douglas Kramer and Joyce Haber
Hmm.
in the 60s. Anyway, so if you want to go look it up on Amazon. Um,
Okay.
and the stories in it include a story about Jim Henson. Oh, I
Really?
didn't put this on there. I didn't say this too, and I think it's very important, actually. When Heath Ledger passed away, he still won an Academy Award.
Really?
After he passed away, he won an Academy Award that year for the Best Supporting Actor for his role as the Joker in The Dark Knight.
Well, there was another one I read upon. And it was David Carradine.
Foxy, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, David Carradine. When he hung himself in the closet and naked, and that was he still haunts that place where he passed away. And Irene Takora, he said, "Yikes about me being naked. Look, I'll die tomorrow. I'm coming to Japan. You be the
Here
first
it
one. I'm
is.
gonna take you out. All the nudity of Howard."
It says the ghosts that pop up again and again seem to be mainly those left unfulfilled, those whom the public feel died before their time. If someone dies suddenly, like Michael Jackson or Marilyn Monroe or Valentino or James Dean, says Scott Michaels from Dearly Departed Tours and Artifacts Museum, then it's a real shock to the system. A, and people don't want to let those celebrities go, so you can actually, by someone like a family member or a fan or a mass, fanatic group, like lots of fans, you can actually hold someone here by not wanting to let them go. I don't know if you'll know that or not, but It
Wow.
said then it's a real shock to the system and people do not want to let those celebrities go. You really feel like you can reach in and possibly help them or have them to yourself in the afterlife. It's such a bizarre thing. People get so possessive about celebrities. That's why they have stalkers, I guess. But he said they
Well, what about
manifest or
family members?
create.
What about
Huh?
family members? What about
Yeah.
family members? I mean, they
Like
can't
if
do that.
someone's parent passed away and they don't want to let them go, then they
Right.
can actually cause them to be bound here to this plane to still haunt this place until they tell them. One of them communicates that I'm okay, and they have a closure going on. They can be bound here. Um,
Wow.
this says that you can actually, which I totally believe in this, you can manifest or create these ghostly legends as a way to deal with the trauma of their untimely death. For these three tragic Hollywood stars, which it was saying, well, it's actually said four of them. It said James Dean, Marilyn Monroe, Michael Jackson, and Valentino, whoever. It's a designer, right? A dress designer. For these Hollywood stars, there's no resting in peace, but rather everlasting attention. However, Michael warns to take all these sightings with a big grain of commerce, whatever that means, because famous ghosts are good for business. If people really do haunt where say they haunt, then they'd be
Yeah.
much busier now than they were when they were alive. So Monroe's spirit has been hounded as much in death as she was in life. I'm trying to see if it says where she's haunting. Her Brentwood home. 32-year-old superstar's tragic overdose in her Brentwood home on August 5th, 1962. Her spirit has been hounded as much. She's the holy grail of ghosts, if you will. I would agree with that probably. She's been spotted everywhere in the home where she died, sitting on a bench in the Hippodrome, on the Santa Monica Pier, in a full length mirror once in Suite 246 at the Roosevelt Hotel. That's where I've heard that she's been seen. She's also
Yeah.
been seen dancing. She's been seen in almost every ladies' room in town, from the
Wow.
Knickerbocker to the El Capitan to the Hollywood Roosevelt.
Wow.
That's
That's
interesting.
a lot of sightings.
Yeah. She got around in spirit. She gets
She
around in
died
spirit.
young. She had a
Yeah.
lot to offer.
Yeah. I'm
Very
not
true.
saying she got around in real life. I heard that and I've read that, but I've said as a ghost, she gets around.
I wonder if where Robin Williams committed suicide, if that would be a
Oh,
haunt
that would have
location.
been an awesome one to look
I
up.
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should do this again next week, though. I think we're going to do this topic
Yeah.
again next week. I want to do like a
And,
musician.
well, that's what Joshua just suggested. Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison,
Oh my God.
yeah,
Yes. Joshua, you're
The
awesome.
Doors.
Yes. Oh,
The
yeah. So
Doors.
next
Jim Morrison.
week, we can do either or. Whoever wants to do whatever. Pick three people if you want to. And we'll talk to Chrissy when she's, home and everything's
I'm
back to
Chrissy.
normal. Well, we'll talk to Chrissy number one and Chrissy number two. Whoever's going to be on that day. Thing one, thing two, whatever. So, yeah, that's a good idea, Joshua. We'll probably do musicians next week. So, thank you everyone for tuning in. We got to go because there's a show right behind us, I'm pretty sure. So, thank you everybody who participated and watched and share. Sharing is caring. And have a good Sunday and a good week. And if you didn't watch this, you can always watch the replay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya.